Hello everyone and welcome back to Daily NDE Stories. Today we are talking about Jason's story who spent 70,000 years in hell. Last time I talked about this with a friend of mine, I was sent to psych ward. So I really needed to find a community where I feel I'm heard. One day I was searching for people who have gone through the same thing and I stumbled upon your video. I spent 70,000 years in hell and came back. I would think about it myself for a lot of months and then I finally thought to get it off my chest. I think after looking at multiple NDEs from this channel, I felt comfortable to know I'm not the only one. I also started second-guessing contemplating whether it was real or not, but not now. Thank you for considering us, Jason. This is a place for people like you and all others who go through such NDE. It all started when I was 3. My parents died in a car accident. I was left with my uncle and aunt. They kept me with them for 4 or 5 months and gave me up for adoption. I spent 2 years there. It was very heartbreaking for me, to be honest. I would ask myself, why me? Later on, I got adopted by a couple who had 2 kids a year older than me. I was very happy that day, I remember. Everything could have been great, but then after 2 weeks, my stepbrothers started to bully me, and they would ask me to do multiple tasks at home, which were a kind of slavery, you could say. Later on, they started beating me if I would tell them that I am busy, and believe me, it wasn't even an excuse. I genuinely would be busy with homework or some other stuff. I would tell the parents about this, but they did not care either. That broke me hard. They did not stop there. They would bully me at school, they would bully me at home everywhere I would go. Whenever I would try to make new friends, they would tell me to not go anywhere else apart from them, and they would constantly hurt me all the time. It was a very disastrous situation for me at this point of time. I was in sophomore year of high school, and I would feel very guilty about who I am, what I have to do, nobody really likes me, everything, just all the negative thoughts started to get on my head. I started to think, why should I even live when nobody wants me to, but some voice inside of me still said that I could fight all of that, so I started going to the gym of the school since it was for free, so I started going there, and the brothers as usual, they stopped me again, but this time I realized I cannot stay here. I almost got myself in a fight, but just at that moment I thought instead of violence, I finally had the courage to move out of that place, and hence I just took off with some of my clothes, some stuff, and ran away, but I had nowhere to run to, and thus I went to the streets for I do not even remember how long. To the point that I finally got to know why these people have such a miserable life, where when there is nothing good going in your life, you start to wonder, since nothing is going great, why should I continue to live like this? Due to this mentality, they start doing drugs, I started doing alcoholism. And God knows what not, things that I think nobody should, but I also understand why people take it, and then all this stuff got so much inside my head that I stopped dreaming about living a life, and I just said that what is worth living, like there is no point to continue. I do not remember what happened later after then on Earth. When I woke up in a place where it was only black. I was in a body, but I could not feel the weight of it. There was absolutely nothing, and I could continue to walk, but there is still nothing there. It is a complete infinite all around. There's nothing apart from black, and I can't even feel the ground that I'm walking into. As I look down, I do not see a ground. As I look up, I do not see any height. It was crazy, and I shouted out loud multiple times, "Where am I? What am I doing?" and all of that, and nobody came to help me. At this time, all of the negative thoughts started overloading on me. I was wondering why I had to have the life the way I lived. Why did my parents die? Why did I have a bad uncle? Why did I have a bad aunt who could not even keep me for 4 to 5 months? Then I started wondering myself, why do I get to have so bad adoptive parents? And nobody answered it. After a long while, I realized that there is something in the end. I continued walking towards it, and the light came out of nowhere with 2 people standing tall. They were awfully tall. I've never seen, I don't think I can consider them human, yes. And then, they came up to me. They just said, hello, Jason. I was like, who are you? What am I? Where am I? What is this place? They were like, let us introduce ourselves. I am Jesus and he's Satan. Satan had a very weird smile on his face, and I was like, oh my God. Yes, my child, you are not on earthly body here. This is your soul. You were held for 70,000 years. I could not believe that sentence at all. I was like, are you sure I spent 70,000 years in hell? Yeah, Jason, time works differently in different realms. It works differently in hell. It works differently in heaven. It works differently in earth. It works differently in other universes in ways you can't even imagine. I was trying to grasp everything he's saying. Satan says you deserve this, though, and I think the kind of person you are, I think this punishment was enough for you. I'm sorry, but I had a very bad picture of you in my mind. I thought you would be in some red devilish sort of outfit. Both of them give a gentle laugh, and Jesus says, yeah, obviously he's a bad person, but at the end of the day, We're all brothers, they're all creations of my Father, me, Satan, you, all earthly beings on the planet, even the animals. All of us are connected, Jason, which is why we have to stay together. Looks completely different how they are being shown in the movies on Earth, I say to them. Both of them laugh again as I say this. Hell is really the worst Satan goes on. If I wanted to, I would have trapped you forever there, but your sins were only for a short amount of time. He thinks 70,000 years is a short period of time. I wonder how much pain people might go through in their long period of times. What do you mean, my sins? I didn't even do anything wrong. I've been done wrong all the time. Then why am I the one who has to go in hell? It's actually them who should go to hell. Jesus explains, my child, everything happens for a reason. Each and every soul on the planet has a certain purpose there. Even the animals, the birds, the water species, all of the souls take birth in a certain form, for example, human, whales, and countless other forms. You already must have heard or even seen them. As for you wondering why your life turned out to be like that, it's because you are one of the strongest souls I have come across. Your endurance and tolerance power is very valuable, which is why you have to go through all of this so your brother doesn't. I have a brother, I asked. Yes, you do have a brother in adoption, and his soul is weaker than yours. It could have been that brother who is 3 years younger than you imagine, all that beating and all that going through a 2-year-old kid. I already saw that he could not handle so much pain and would give up in his early stage of life, but it didn't happen because you handled all of it so well. You had the potential in you that you can handle it all, and I'm so proud of you. I would like you to know that your period in hell is over, and I've come here to take you back to Earth. You have to live a wonderful life ahead. All of your things are over, and you are still going to face challenges in life, but I'm pretty sure nothing is going to be as bad as this one was. Let's see the beautiful part of your life, my dear. He holds my hand and he goes through some tunnel. His hands were softer than any substance I have touched in my entire life. It sort of healed and made my soul happy in a way I can't explain, and I'm shocked that in the very next moment, waking up in a street in New York. How life went later on is so shocking for everybody. I started to do something for myself. I started to run errands at a company. Then I realized that I can do more than this. I started to learn what was going on inside of it slowly, and slowly I became a manager for a company I worked for 10 years. Thereafter working for 10 years, I decided to open my own business. I got married and I had kids. I lived a very wonderful and satisfied life, and I think he just was right. It did get beautiful. I met my brother. We bonded very quickly when he realized that he was not alone in this world. I'm still in touch with him. He lives 4 to 5 kilometers away from here. Yeah, life did get better, but I didn't talk about this to anybody because nobody would believe that it's worth it. The thing is, as I told before, that I told one of my friends and he sent me to a psych ward, so I had to spend 5 months there trying to prove that I'm not a psycho, which is why I believe that this place is a very safe community to talk about all of these things, and I'm grateful for you that you always explain it in a beautiful manner to everyone. This was my story. Thank you much. Thank you so much, Jason. If you ever want to talk about it more, feel free to share it. So that was it for today's story. If you like Jason's story and if you want more, please like and subscribe to the channel, and do comment if you had gone through some situations like this. This is a safe place, and it will always be for people like us. Signing out. Thank you for listening.